What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can see, we have very bright, bold eyes. We have some crazy glowing reflective skin, and of course we're pretty much going to be focusing on the eyes today. Of course, as you can see, I always do crazy bold eyes, but today is not going to be like a review. It's going to be a tutorial, but not like a regular tutorial, you know, like a cool tutorial.
So not like a regular mom, I'm a cool mom.
Today I'm going to be doing a how to get a very fun and colorful bold smoky eye, but showing you guys how easy it is for me to do it. So of course, I'm going to try to make this as easy as possible for you guys to see how I did a really fun, crazy smoky eye. I've been asked a lot about how I do my eyeshadow looks and how I do my like different blending techniques and all that. So I wanted to do that today for you guys to be able to follow along and of course put your own spin on it if you guys want to as well. But today I'm going to be using the Anastasia Norvina palette, the volume 1, just for this crazy look. So if you want to see how I got this really fun, smoky, colorful, glam makeup easy, then keep on watching. So of course, as you can see, I have nothing on my eyes, nothing like that. Of course, we're going to go in with eyes first because we are going to be playing with pressed pigments, so it's always a better idea to do your eyes first before you completely make a mess of your entire face, which I have done multiple times. I am right now going in with the P. Louise Mitchell Blank Canvas Eye Base, and I'm just kind of patting this in with my finger just to kind of warm it up, of course, and just press it in before we get started with any eyeshadow. Like I said by the title, I am trying my best to make this as simple and as easy to follow as I possibly can when it comes to colorful eyeshadow. A lot of people ask me on how I blend, and of course a lot of people ask me my different techniques for pretty much all of my eyeshadow looks that I do. Of course, I like to go a little bit more bold and colorful with almost everything I do, so this is a perfect video to kind of explain just my tips and tricks on what I do with colorful eyeshadow. Of course it works with any eyeshadow, but honestly, I do a lot of colors, so color is kind of like the easiest thing for me to do. So today, we're going to be actually playing with the ABH Norvina Volume 1 palette, and of course, we're also going to be dipping into the Norvina Volume 1 Mini palette as well. I'm going to start in with the big one right here. I'm going to go in with the shade A2 right here on a Morphe M434 brush. So now what I like to do with this kind of brush, I like to pack on the pigment first before blending it out, but I like to go in with a darker color in the crease first just to kind of get a nice, you know, lay down of color. But of course you want to make sure that blend is seamless, so I always go in with the medium tone kind of shade in the crease as a packing motion first to get started with the look. Part is optional, of course, if you feel like you want just a little bit more blend before going with the next shade. I'm going to go in with the Morphe M535 brush, and I'm just going to go in clean, and I'm just going to kind of take this and blend out the A2 shade because, as you can see, I just want a little tiny bit more blend before I go in with my next shade, which is going to go right above this color. But, like I said, I just really don't want any harsh lines. I don't want any, you know, skipping or tugging or anything like that to happen. And you definitely can dip right back into that shadow if you really want to. I'm going to take a tiny little bit, actually. I'm going to go in with the Mini Norvina Volume 1 palette. I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is called C1. I'm going to take it on the same Morphe M535 brush. And I'm mostly focusing above the shade A2 that I already have in the crease. I'm using this almost as like a soft transition kind of shade. And now we're going to go back in with some more shades from the Norvina palette. I'm going to go in with the shade B4, which is a little bit deeper than the A2. I'm just going to take it on a Morphe M434 brush. And for this one, I'm just kind of lightly packing it on the outer corner right here. Just kind of blend all the colors together. The C1 from the Mini Norvina was not wanting to cooperate with this like shade option here, which is fine. I mean, that does happen with pressed pigments. You're not going to get ones that are going to cooperate properly together. That's just what happens when it's concentrated pigment. But I'm just kind of tapping this shade in the middle of all of those shades. And, you know, just making sure all of them are being harmonious and blending together properly. To kind of clean up that area, I'm going to take the shade at B1 with the same blending brush that I used from Morphe before. and kind of brighten up this area, because I feel like the C1 shade from the mini Norvina was just maybe a little bit too cool toned, and that's why it wasn't cooperating. And now I'm just blending this above the shades that I already used before, closer to the brow bone. I'm trying not to hit the brow bone, of course, but most of the time when I do colorful looks, I kind of just use up all the lid space that I have, which is exactly what happens most of the time. But, like I said, I'm just trying to harmoniously blend all the colors together, because I really want to do something a little different with my look. Of course, I'm going to use the same brush. I'm trying to show you guys that you can do a really great look with pretty much the same brush. I'm going to go in with the Morphe M434 brush. I'm going to go in with the shade D5, which is of course the black in this palette. And I'm just going to use like pressing motions on the outer corner like this. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to do like almost like a, not really like a liner, but like a liner style, if you will, that goes like into the crease. But it goes like in a downward, almost like V motion. Now, to create a good cut crease, all you need is the perfect tools that would work for you. For example, I'm using the blank canvas, of course, as my base, but I'm also using a Morphe M224 brush, which is one of my favorite brushes to apply a cream base, just to kind of, you know, do the cut crease. And I will show you a great tip that's really good for hooded eyes to do a cut crease. All you're going to do is take a little bit of the base right there on the base of your lashes. Try to get as much product as possible right there. And then you're just going to look up. You can also roll your eyes if you need to. And then you're going to see that big line right there. So, that is the perfect endpoint to your cut crease. And usually, not always, will get you that perfect definition. It's time to pack on some color to the lid. I'm going to go in with the shade B3, which is a bubblegum kind of pink metallic shade. I'm just going to take it on a Morphe flat like lid brush. I really don't know what it's called. It's from a little kit that they came out with. And I'm just going to pack it onto the lid. So now with this, you definitely can wet the brush. You don't have to wet the brush. Whatever you prefer is what you want to do. This is your rules when it comes to doing your look, honestly. And since you did your eyeshadow before your foundation, if you're following this, of course, I would have to say that all you have to do is just clean up the fallout if there's any. And you don't have to worry about anything messing up your look. So now, like I said, I'm just packing this onto the lid. I probably will wet the brush in just a hot minute because, of course, I want more of a foiled pigment. That color laid on, I'm going to go back in with D5 on the Morphe M434 brush. And remember how we had that like linery kind of action? We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to smoke out the outer V of this look. And, of course, bring this color back in motion. Mostly focusing it on the lash line kind of area, and of course taking it upward as well. Now, as you can see, I added a little something something to the crease. I kind of just went in with D5 on like a liner kind of brush from Morphe, and I'm just kind of like taking it and smoking it out around the perimeters of that cut crease, because I really just wanted a little tiny bit more definition, of course. And I'm just taking it and just kind of taking any excess that's left over and blending it outward like this. Okay, so now I have my base on. I'm wearing the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue Foundation in 105. I'm wearing the Milani Conceal and Perfect Concealer. I'm wearing the Huda Tan Tour for some cream contour in Fair. And I am wearing the Morphe Setting Powder. Also, I have a question for you guys. Is there any kind of like style of video? Like, do you want to see more tutorials? Do you want to see like glowing skin, perfect base, even though my base is not perfect by any means? Do you want to see more colorful looks? What would you like to see? Please leave a comment down below, because I'm tired of just doing regular reviews. I want to start doing some more interesting things, and of course playing with the makeup that I already have. I'm going to go back in with the Norvina Big Palette, of course. I'm going to go back in with the shade A2, and I'm taking it on a Morphe Jeffree Star JS13 brush, and I'm just going to tuck this under the lash line right here, because of course we're trying to get a nice little transition going on with this look. And I'm just kind of tucking this under right here. I'm not really taking it too far outward, like right here, because I am going to do something else with that in just a hot minute. Taking a little bit of a D5 on the same brush, which is of course the black. And I'm just kind of tucking that right on the outer corner, because of course I'm kind of blending it all seamless and harmonious in a way. And I'm just tucking that right there. Now on a very fluffy blending brush, you can use any brand. This is just a BH brush right here. I'm just going to take the shade B1 again, which is of course that brighter shade that we kind of used earlier. And I'm just kind of tucking it under all the shades, just kind of smoke it out. When I do a very smoky eye, I always like to have a very smoky lower lash line. Now of course if you don't want that smoky look, skip this step, and you definitely could have skipped the black shade if you just want like a really fun glam cut crease. But since I am a huge fan of a smoky look, I of course want to smoke out the entire thing. Of course I love throwing a pop of color in there somewhere, even though this whole look is colorful. I like to add just a little something something. So I'm going to go in with a Morphe M508 brush. And I'm taking on the shade A5, which is a bright neon pink. And I'm just kind of tucking that right here in the inner corner on the lower lash line. Just like that. Just because I thought it'd be really fun to kind of pop a little more pink into this look. Now it is time for inner corner and brow bone highlight, of course. And now I will tell you guys, by far, what is my favorite brush for inner corner and brow bone highlighting. And that is the Morphe M213 brush. So as you can see, it definitely is a small, like tapered kind of brush. This one you can use for like detailing the crease. You can use it for highlight. You can use it for anything. Go in with the shade A1 on a wet brush. And so now I really actually love this shade for like that really nice pop of a purple highlight. As you can see, it looks really cute. This brush really just helps get into that hard to reach areas around my eyeballs, because of course my eyes are hooded, and I also feel like this brush is perfect for my like smaller eyes as well. And it just really brings that pop right under that brow bone. I'm just going to go in with a Morphe M152 brush and taking a little bit of this shade in the middle of the Mini Pro Pigment palette in the shade B2. And I'm just kind of pressing that into the inner portion of the eye. Okay, so now that I'm done with these eyes, I'm going to throw on some mascara, some lashes, and some brows, which, by the way, if you want to see how I do all of that, let me know in the comments below, because I thought it'd be really fun to one day do it on camera again. So now I'm going to do that off camera really quick, and I'll be right back to finish off the entire face and lip with you guys. Now it's time to finish off this bold makeup look with some blush, some bronzer, some highlight, all that fun jazz. I'm wearing the Morphe So Glamorous lashes, which is one of my absolute favorite lashes right now. And I did do more of like a feathered brow kind of moment with Anastasia Dip Brow Gel and the clear brow gel as well. So I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Always Rosy blush really quick for these cheeks, because I really love a hot, cute, pinky rose moment. For some bronzer, I'm going to go in with the Talk to the Palm Pressed Powder Bronzer from ColourPop. And I'm just going to pop this onto the cheeks. I actually really like this bronzer. It goes on very, very smooth, but also it blends like a dream, which is kind of a great thing when it comes to bronzers. Thought, why not make it a little more bold with this look, of course, because I really want to get a nice bold glow for this look. I'm going to go in with the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Extreme Frost in Lick My Glit, of course, which is a beautiful highlight. Let me just show you with just a little tiny bit. See that? See that intense beaming glow. Like, I am so in love with this highlighting formula, because it just makes the most beaming, beautiful glow. Now for lip, I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Matte Chauffeur. I'm actually really excited about playing with this formulation, because I haven't tried their matte formulation yet. I've only tried their like glossier finishes, and of course their satin lipsticks. So we're going to see how this color looks. Have it, you guys. This is the final look of doing this, hopefully easy to follow, colorful, glam tutorial with a cut crease involved and everything like that. So I really wanted to just sit down and play with some makeup that I already had, and of course didn't really want to do a review on anything or like a first impressions on anything. It was mostly just going to be a tutorial on how to get a really fun, colorful, glam, smoky eye kind of look, and hopefully it was easy to follow along as well, because of course I've been asked a lot of times about how I blend out my colorful looks, and of course this is pretty much what I do on like a regular basis. I always love to do color, I always love to do bold, and I always love to do like bright and in your face kind of choices. Here you would not really see anything special or glamorous. It pretty much is just me and my setup, and of course how I showed you guys how I did this look. I really don't do anything like behind the scenes that really makes it like harder. Of course I try to make it as easy as possible when it comes to doing my makeup. So of course I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please leave a comment down below if there's anything else that you want to see, and of course what I can do in the future for you guys. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you thumbs it up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the very near future. Love you. Bye.